Dear students, today we move on to the next topic in the subject Environmental Engineering 1 Module 3. So in the previous classes we discussed what are the various treatment processes for water treatment, and today we will be discussing the sedimentation process, the various types of settling, the various zones in a sedimentation tank, etc. So like I told you earlier, sedimentation is actually the process of causing the heavier solid particles that are in suspension. The particles may be either organic or inorganic. So this is done by allowing the water to be retained in a tank or a basin, and thereby allowing the settling of the particles. So sedimentation is actually the removal of the suspended particles by gravitational settling, and also the sedimentation tanks are designed in such a way so as to reduce the velocity of the flow of water, so that when the water velocity of the flow reduces, what happens, the water will almost be in a stagnant state. So in that way it will allow or permit the suspended solids to settle to the bottom of the tank. So this process we call it as sedimentation. And sedimentation, there are two types. One is plain sedimentation and the other one is a sedimentation with coagulation. So sedimentation with coagulation is also called as clarification. So plain sedimentation means it is a process wherein the impurities are separated from the suspended fluid by the action of natural forces alone. So we are not adding any external chemicals or anything. In this case, the particles will naturally settle to the bottom by the force of gravity, and this process we call it as plain sedimentation. Whereas in the sedimentation with coagulation, which is also known as clarification, here we add some chemicals or any other substance to the water, so that it will hasten the it will increase the process, or it will increase the speed by which the particles can settle. So this is especially in the case of colloidal matters that are present. When colloidal matters are present in water, what happens is, when you add a coagulant, these particles will react with the coagulant and form flocks, which will finally settle under the force of gravity. So this operation we call it as sedimentation with coagulation, or simply we can call it as clarification. And here we can, as you see, in the process of settling or being deposited as a sediment, we call it as, hence we call it as sedimentation, because the particles will settle and they are called as the sediments. And this is actually a physical process, and it uses gravity to remove the suspended solids from water. So that is how we define the process of sedimentation. Now here you can see a typical flow chart. So firstly we fill the water in a tank, and then the water is stored for a specific time, and this time of storing water in the sedimentation tank we call it as the detention time. So the amount of or the time for which the water is being retained in a tank for the process of sedimentation, we call it as the detention time. So after the detention time, we can see that the particles which have specific gravity greater than that of water will settle to the bottom. So we call it as the sludge, and then there will be clear water at the top. So then we can separate the clear water from the settled sludge. So this process is what occurs in a typical sedimentation tank. So now coming to the various types of settling, already this was discussed in the previous class. So settling of the particles, or the particles may settle out of a suspension in four ways, and this is mainly dependent upon the concentration of the suspension. So how much quantity, or what is the amount of particles present in the liquid or in the water. So based on that only the settling of the particles will occur. So this can occur in four different manners. First one we call it as a type 1 sedimentation. So this is also known as discrete settling. Then we have type 2 sedimentation, which is also called as a hindered settling. There is type 3 sedimentation, which is known as zone settling, and then we have type 4 sedimentation, which is called as a compression settling. So type 1 or discrete settling means this actually corresponds to the sedimentation of the particles in a suspension of low solid concentration. So whenever the concentration of the solids present in water is lesser In that case, the type of settling that occurs, we call it as discrete settling. That is, the particles are free. The movement of particles will be free because the concentration of the particles are less. So hence we can even call this as free settling. And here the tendency of the particles to flocculate or coalesce with each other or have contact with each other is comparatively lesser. So this process is called as discrete settling. So discrete settling or type 1 settling is a process wherein the concentration of the particles in the given sample of water will be comparatively lesser. Now coming to the second type, that is a hindered settling, that is type 2 sedimentation. In this case, this actually refers to say dilute suspension of particles, but in this case what happens is the particles will coalesce or flocculate during the sedimentation process. So there will be hindrance to the movement of one particle over the other. So in this case what happens? There will be flocculation. So once a flocculation occurs, what happens? The size of or the mass of the particles will increase, and so this will settle at a more higher speed. So the rate of settlement will be more in this case. So there is hindrance or hindering of the particles between each other. So compared to the discrete settling, here the concentration of particles are little more above the discrete type of sedimentation. So this is called as a hindered settling. It's a type 2 sedimentation. And of course zone settling. So this refers to the suspension of intermediate concentration. So it will be in the intermediate state. And compression settling also refers to the flocculant suspension wherein the concentration of the particles is very high. So here what happens? There will be a compression of particles. So, but in water treatment plant we will be dealing only with type 1 and type 2 settlings. So that is because we encounter only these two types of settling in the water treatment process. So the other types are mainly other types that are mentioned here, like the compression settling, etc. That happens when it comes to wastewater. So in the water treatment process, only type 1 and type 2 settlings are usually encountered. Now coming to the various zones that are present in a sedimentation tank. So as you see here, there are mainly 4 zones. So when we consider a rectangular or when you say it is an ideal rectangular sedimentation basin or a sedimentation tank, so it can generally be divided into 4 zones like we see in the figure. So the first zone, it is called as the inlet zone. As you see here, the first place, that is at the entrance to the tank, considering from the left side, you can see that there is a zone in the tank. This zone is known as a inlet zone. Then at the bottom of the tank you have the sludge zone, and then in between you have the settling zone, and at the exit from the tank you have the outlet zone. So the 4 zones, 4 major zones in a sedimentation tank are the inlet zone, the settling zone, the sludge zone, and the outlet zone. So what is an inlet zone? So inlet zone is actually the incoming flow. There is water that flows into the tank. We assume that it is distributed uniformly over the cross section of the tank. So in the case of a rectangular tank, we assume that as the water flows into the tank, it is distributed uniformly throughout the cross section, and in such a manner that the flow through the settling zones will be in the form of a horizontal path. So the water will move in a horizontal path of motion. Now coming to the next zone, that is the settling zone at the center. So the settling zone is actually a region, we can call it as a tranquil region, because it is stagnant, or it is a tranquil region. So here the flow is assumed to be steady, that is uniform or steady, and the concentration of each particle here is assumed to be uniform throughout the cross section, and it will also be normal to the direction of the flow. Then you have the sludge zone. So sludge zone is actually, so mainly this is provided to collect the sludge. So after the particles settle to the bottom of the tank, the sludge zone, it will be settling in the zone which we call as the sludge zone, and it is usually provided for the collection of the sludge below the settling zone. So sludge zone, as you see here in the figure, it is provided below the settling zone. So, so in this way, from this zone we can remove the suspended sludge from the sludge zone. Then you have at the exit you have the outlet zone. So it is the zone which allows the clarified, so after the particles have settled to the bottom, the clear water will flow through the outlet zone. So we can say that the outlet zone actually allows the clarified effluent or water, and that will be collected through a weir, and then that will go on for the next process. So after sedimentation in the water treatment process, the next process is filtration. So the clear water from the outlet zone will be taken or conveyed to the filtration units for further treatment processes. So these are the 4 major zones in a sedimentation tank. So here you can see there is another figure which shows all the zones. You have the inlet zone at the entrance. Then in the middle region there is a tranquil region, we call it as the settling zone. At the bottom the sludge zone, and then you have the outlet at the other end. So as you see, inlet zone means like what I explained earlier, it is nothing but the incoming flow will be distributed uniformly over the cross section of the tank. And settling zone means the concentration of each size of particle will be uniform throughout the cross section. And sludge zone means it provides for the collection of the particles that are removed from suspension. Then you have the outlet zone, that is the clarified water or the effluent will be collected and discharged through the outlet weir. So these are the 4 important zones, or the 4 zones or major zones in a sedimentation tank.